stay in the distance. This is the Group 1 Melbourne Cup of 2023. Vauban, the former jumps horse, started favourite with defending champion Gold Trip and without a fight the next picks.
For the 163rd time, Melbourne, the running of the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Daqiansweet Junior goes in. More Felons goes up to the outside. And the field is set to run. Ready to go. And they're racing. And Soulcombe stood there again and missed it by about 3 lengths this time. Beginning well towards the inside was Magical Lagoon, with also Serpentine, and not too far away Absurde, and also Vauban. Out deeper on the track, Future History, and also Right You Are coming over, and also Vow And Declare is 4 and 5 deep, and at this point of the race is about 2 off the lead and trying to push up from Carla Poor. They were followed next in the field by In Between Horses True Marvel. Military Mission is next, and just ahead of it is Absurde, and also Vauban along the inside. Next is Gold Trip as they come down the straight with just over a lap to go. Next is Lastotchka, who's 4 deep around Shiraz and without a fight. They were followed by Ashrun, Breakup, Interpretation, Soulcombe towards the back, more Felons, and also Okita Soushi, and 2 further back is Virtuous Circle at the tail of the field. As they leave the running, the leader Serpentine by a length. In second, Future History. Third is Magical Lagoon, and Vow And Declare fourth, 1 off the fence. 2 lengths to Right You Are and Vauban, followed by Absurde. Carla Poor is 3 wide. Next along the inside is Gold Trip Lastotchka. In Between Horses, Military Mission, and Even Speed in the cup from Alan Kerr. They were followed 1 off the fence by Daqiansweet Junior. True Marvel 3 wide. Well back without a fight, Ashrun, Shiraz. Next along the inside, Soulcombe, Breakup, Interpretation. Towards the back of the field, more Felons, Okita Soushi, and last of all, Virtuous Circle. 1,700 metres to go in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Serpentine is the leader. From on the outside, Carla Poor, and Future History is third. A length and a half, Magical Lagoon, and also Vow And Declare, and they get away at this stage as they reach the 1,500 metres. They're 4 lengths in front of Right You Are and Vauban, saving every inch of ground. A length and a half, the stable made Absurde, and then came Gold Trip. A length away, Lastotchka is 3 wide at this stage, and then came Military Mission. A length away in the field is True Marvel, and then came Alan Kerr. Daqiansweet Junior without a fight. Shiraz well back in the field, well back 2/3 down as Ashrun, Soulcombe, and Breakup, and they were followed by more Felons as they string right out at the 1,000 metres. Okita Soushi is well back in the field as well, and towards the back, Interpretation and Virtuous Circle. So it's Serpentine running this along very solidly midway towards the 800 metres. It's a true staying test by 2 lengths to Carla Poor and Future History. Vow And Declare is nice and close, 3 or 4 off them. They were followed by Right You Are. Vauban's only about 4 or 5 off them. Absurde the outside. Gold Trip is tanking through, needs runs. Daqiansweet Junior's wedging through them, and Alan Kerr, plenty of hopes around the corner into the straight in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. And here's Vauban on the outside of Future History, and Vow And Declare between them. Absurde is also chiming in. 400 metres to go. It's Absurde moving up on the outside for Zach Purden. A length in front, but without a fight, is running on right down the centre of the track. Without a fight up to Absurde, Vow And Declare, and Shiraz the bolter. It's without a fight. 100 metres to go. 2 or 3 lengths in front, coming away from Shiraz, and also Soulcombe without a fight. Mark Zara, a Melbourne Cup champion, wins it by 2 lengths. Second in the race was Soulcombe, third Shiraz. They were followed by a photo for fourth, Ashrun, Daqiansweet Junior, then Interpretation. Next in the field, Vow And Declare from more Felons. Absurde ran a race, Breakup, Military Mission. Well back in the field, then Okita Soushi.
Without a fight wins. Mark Zara, a genius ride today and an astute decision to get off Gold Trip midway through his spring campaign. Another heartbreaking near miss for Soulcombe fans, and despite the disappointment for Willie Mullins and Vauban, the trainer said he'd definitely be willing to return for another crack at the Cup. There were quite a few surprise packets. Shiraz, the 3rd place getter, and Interpretation and True Marvel ran home for about 7th and 8th, surprising to me. Gold Trip was a fail. He was the first of the Australian bloodstock runners beaten. Yet again, the Melbourne Cup provided for exotic punters with a trifecta dividend of 12,000 and a first 4 dividend of just 332,000. For all those that recently subscribed to the channel covers all the major staying races around the world with the occasional preview. The next race preview will be on the Japan Cup, which is on November the 26th. Check the odds, pick a winner.
5 as a Melbourne Cup winner. You've been by his side every second since he entered the stable. Tell us a little bit about him.
He's a little bit weird. That's being actually an understatement. Beautiful horse, kind nature, but he's a very funny horse to deal with, and he's a real one-on-one sort of horse, but I'm blessed that he chose me, and I love him. I can't help it.
Well, you go get him, give him a big hug.
Thank you so much.
How pivotal was Queensland to setting up what we've seen in his amazing spring?
Oh, look, it was very important. I mean, he was pretty fierce up in Queensland. He was pretty aggressive, and you saw that when he won over 9 furlongs. Backed it up with a Q22 romp, and he ran a good race in the Underwood. But Queensland really set him up. He was fit and well, and I think with a horse like him, an older horse, we went to put him in the paddock for a week. He was running the fence, so he came straight back in after a couple of days. He just loves his work. This horse genuinely loves his work. He pins his ears back every time you work him. Just a good, genuine galloper, and yeah, massive tool.
Mark Zahra is the 27th jockey to win the Melbourne Cup on more than one occasion. He's the first since Harry White in 78, 79 to win it in back-to-back years on different horses. Gold Trip last year without a fight this year. Tell us how you got it done from 16 like that.
My whole objective, I thought that my biggest opposition was my horse himself. He can be quite keen. Going on the gates, he was relaxed, and I thought, this is a good sign, but I always wanted to go if I could find the fence at any stage. He's a horse that relaxes much better on the fence. When you're on the fence, it always seems to chug forward a bit, so slowly I gained ground by one up the inside, and said before I was following Alan Kerr but had Ollie on, so there's a tick. Gold Trip was in front of me, that's a tick. Ryan Moore's in front of him, that's a tick. So I think I can stay here as long as I can. I'll wait for these three excellent jockeys to start making their moves. I'm going to follow them. So I did. Jay make it off. Ollie probably didn't have the horse. And then all of a sudden, I started to travel. And he's a horse that, lucky, like a lot of stages, you've got to get up him. But on a horse like him who's got to turn a foot, you can just sit there and you can take needle eyes. And I just managed to smoke up right behind the right horses. Poor old Gold Trip, he was only going I got up inside him. I think it was Vauban or Burton, I don't know, I'd lost focus by this time. But it was opening up, and I was getting the front early, but I just knew, I thought, there's just no way on earth anything's coming from behind me, and boom, away we went.